You know how you have like flashbacks in a movie? So I'm like, I might do it this year. So walking up there, I can't. Did I know I was going to cry out in an interview? So walking across that stage a lot, you know. My name is Colton Harrell, and I've been shooting since I was about 10 years old.
My name is Destiny Fonseca. I've been doing this going on 3 years.
My name is Leslie Harrell. I'm the head coach of Hope City Top Shot. This is our 3rd year of shooting with SAS. When my kids were about 7 and 9, introduced them to Steel Challenge. So when we first took them out there, you know, it's kind of we were almost frowned upon, you know, because they were so young.
And I was like, hey, Dad, what do you think about starting a kids shooting team? He's like, you're out of your mind. There's no way we're starting a kids shooting team. I've learned with my dad, you just kind of put an idea in his head, then you leave him alone. So he started doing all the research and whatnot, found SSSF, then found SCTP, and it was like, we're not really shotgun people, so then found SASP, and it was like, that's the one.
135.
So, and I tell these kids, hey, you've got to shoot more than our twice-a-week practice to become a great shooter. I can make you a good shooter, but to become a great shooter, you have to put that time and effort in it. 3 years ago, we started the team up. We had about 17, 18 kids on the team. So last year, we knew there was a need. We had to build a better range of what we had established. So I said, let me look into this Midway USA account, what that's about, grow that fund, and look at the range grant. So last year I actually put in with the range grant. I actually had the Southeast director come down to our facility and said, look, this is our need. How can you help fulfill that?
It is fairly unusual that we have a new team apply for a range grant and actually get it. They were an exception based almost solely on my experience visiting with Leslie and seeing the range. As a program manager, and I think my 3 colleagues would agree, the low point is when a team is not active, not engaged, not communicating, and you kill the account. Conversely, a high point is when you reach out to a team and say, hey, you were approved for, you know, your range grant of X amount of dollars. It is a little bit of an endorphin high for me, and I think for the other folks also. I will tell you, Leslie had one of the best applications I've seen in the 3+ years that we've been doing this. The application had photos, had schematics, had letters of support from the state representative, the sheriff of the county, you know, you name it. He hit all the high points. And, you know, if I had to point to a guy that would be a best practice teacher of this stuff to other teams, he would be the one, no doubt.
So our range is pretty remote. It's on a tract of land that we own, and there is no bathroom facility besides an outhouse. So we received a $50,000 grant last year, and we're in the process of actually putting that bathroom facility there. This sport is not a cheap sport, but through fundraising, and people out there are willing to give money to teams. I mean, even on a local level, our team, the majority of our funds come from sponsorships. All the logos you see on the front and back of our jerseys, you know, is money. So this year alone, at the beginning of the year, we raised about $32,000. That $32,000, my perspective, if I can get the parents to purchase the guns, we can get everything else covered. We'll cover the match fees. We'll cover the ammo, which is the 2 biggest expenses, through fundraising efforts. So at the beginning of the year, I tell the athletes, you know, this is a youth development program. This is not just to show you how to shoot. This is just an avenue for us to teach you to shoot, but teach you life skills, which will take you further than what shooting will. So from the get-go, you know, we practice twice a week. Every Monday and every Friday, we practice for an hour and a half. So the interaction is always there. So some teams like split their team up through the practices. So when they get to matches, you know, they may have not even seen each other but a couple times. So it's always together. As we travel, you know, we'll travel 5 to 6 times throughout the year on these different matches, and the majority of the team will go out to eat together. You know, have that interaction. It just turns into that family atmosphere.
Me being the oldest, I have to be a role model to them, basically. And they're just like a whole bunch of little siblings to me. I just like love them.
So going to nationals, it was very overwhelming. I've shot majors before, just not on this level. Like I've never been to a sport where there's this many shooters.
2023 nationals. We went to nationals in Ohio, and unfortunately, I walked away with no medals. I definitely had a big breakdown. All the moms, all the dads, all my other teammates definitely comforted me in that situation, and my head coach was last, and he said, not everybody gets one, and that's okay. And that did not stop me at all. I keep going and just see it through.
So leading into SAS Nationals last year, I knew he had the potential to do it, but mentally, this is a big mental sport. Mentally, hey, is he ready? So he shot multiple guns, and the last day, that Saturday morning, he shot his favorite gun, which is the CPO. He was actually shooting that, I think, revolver, and he botched the revolver. And I said, hey man, just have fun with it, focus on that. So we knew from the day before, Greenville athletes shot a phenomenal score. So I broke it down, said, hey, this is where you need to be if you want to walk away with that title. So we got to stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and finally stage 4. And when he shot that 5th string, he laid the gun down, and both of us just hugged and just immediately was in tears. Because I knew, even if he didn't get that national title, he shot the best, absolute best that he could. So walking away with that was an ultimate feeling as a dad. And as a head coach, we had 2 other kids on that team that walked away with those head titles as well.